Sometimes great things are born out of a crisis. Something momentous happens and must be dealt with, and out of the response to that crisis, with God's help, some new, greater development takes place. Such was the case of the United States Constitution, the world's longest, still-lasting document for a national government. It was born out of an attempted insurrection.
Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, 1781. Ladies and gentlemen, the first President of the United States, John Hanson. The date was November 5th, 1781, a month after the victory in Yorktown. John Hanson was sworn in as the first president. Hanson was a merchant from Maryland who was the first elected president under the Articles of Confederation, which predated the Constitution by a decade. The term was only for 1 year, and there were 8 such men who served as President of the United States, before George Washington would later become the first president under the Constitution. The Articles of Confederation were the first frame of government created by the Founding Fathers in Philadelphia in 1777 and going into effect in 1781.
When the founders came to Philadelphia in 1787, why did they give up on the Articles of Confederation and move to a new constitution? Well, they realized that they were between a rock and a hard place. They had a Christian people, they had a Christian basic republic, but they didn't have a strong enough national government to allow them to fight off these tyrannies that were coming at them. They were about ready to be attacked by the French, the English, and the Spanish. These great empires were about ready to gobble us up.
One of the flaws of the Articles of Confederation was that in order for something to be passed, all 13 states had to agree.
John Adams had not been far wrong when he said that from the beginning he had seen more difficulty from our attempts to govern ourselves than from all the fleets and armies of Europe. Catherine Drinker Bowen.
On August 29, 1786, near Springfield, Massachusetts, American Army veteran Daniel Shays led a group of a few thousand other veterans who were suffering economically under the fledgling government. They tried to seize the armory at Springfield, but were unsuccessful. Daniel Shays was a farmhand who had participated in the battles of Lexington and Concord and the Battle of Bunker Hill. This attack was known as Shays' Rebellion. The government of the United States was so weak under the Articles of Confederation that it wasn't working.
In America, the government of the Union has gradually dwindled into a state of decay, approaching nearly to annihilation. Alexander Hamilton.
As a response to Shays' Rebellion, delegates from the states met in the summer of 1787 in order to amend the Articles of Confederation. But early on, a Virginia delegate, Edmund Jennings Randolph, proposed that they start all over and create a new document, and that proposal won the day. One state, Rhode Island, never even bothered to send a delegate to the convention. Who were these 55 men that attended what we now call the Constitutional Convention?
When we look to that Constitutional Convention, those 55 delegates, we find that contrary to what is commonly being taught today, the overwhelming majority were actively affiliated with Christian churches.
I actually happen to believe that the founding fathers and their wives, the men and women who founded this great nation, were ordinary people who had the ability to hear from God and to obey.
But it wasn't easy. Loaded down with self-interest and conflicts between large states and small states, and in fights over slavery, it is a wonder that the 5-month convention ever produced anything, and something that has lasted so well for about 250 years.
We are often led to believe that the founders who gave us the Constitution were, for the most part, unbelievers. But that is not accurate. The vast majority of them were active members in good standing in Trinitarian churches. Most of them regularly affirmed in their churches the Apostles' Creed. Keep in mind that the overall outline of that historic statement of faith is this: I believe in God the Father, in Jesus the Son, and in the Holy Ghost. Contrary to much commentary today, Christianity played an active role in the founding of America, including at the Constitutional Convention. For Coral Ridge Ministries, I'm Dr. Jerry Newcomb.